A defendant walks in with reckless tattooed across his face. The judge tries to stay professional, but her reaction says it all. Let's see what happens next.
Court is calling 2023 CR 5612, State of Texas versus Theodore Joel McCullough. Could I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Forrest Good for the defense.
And are you Mr. McCullough?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. McCullough, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record. All right, we're back on the record. Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're waiving count 2 and proceeding on count 1 and also the enhancements.
Showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna need you to speak up, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of evading arrest, detention, second or more as a second-degree felony? The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 1 with enhancements. Punishments be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state recommends community supervision. You are to agree that you've been previously convicted of 1 or 2 or more felonies for enhancement. There's no application for deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
It is, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution and a referral to felony drug court. What I can tell both parties is that I was just informed today that felony drug court is at capacity. So he won't be able to go there. I'll still put the referral in and they'll probably make a recommendation for something else. All right, did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense and count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
And to the enhancements, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
And that is to both enhancements?
Yes, ma'am.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. State Exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancements true based upon your plea of true and based upon State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
And simply that my client has both work and family on the outside to go to after this occurrence.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
12 and 9.
Who are they with now?
Their mother.
All right, how often have you been using drugs before you were placed into custody?
How often?
Yes.
Like every other day. Not that much.
All right, what were you using?
Marijuana.
And what else?
And Xanax.
All right, how far did you go in school?
7th grade.
Why did you drop out?
Sell drugs. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, I appreciate your honesty. So you were selling drugs
But yeah, I
in the seventh grade?
grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, watching my mom and stuff sell crack, and that's all I knew.
Okay.
How to sell good.
All right. And do these tattoos have any gang affiliation associated with them?
No, ma'am. I like art and I do tattoos as well. So
All right. So what is the 93 underneath your chin?
93, the neighborhood I'm from.
Okay.
Indian Creek.
And what neighborhood would that be?
Indian Creek. The 9's the I and the 3's the C.
All right. And what is this red tattoo?
No mercy for the weak, with a rosary.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. 200 hours of community service restitution. 100 hours of those will be waived once you complete parenting classes and probation, whichever parenting classes you think are appropriate. The remainder of the 100 hours will be waived if you complete your GED or some sort of trade school or something to help you better yourself in life. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I want gang evaluation to see if he should be on gang supervision. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. UA hotline upon release, and that's until further notice. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And of course, if it's gang supervision, then however the gang supervises it. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Oh, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You have 2 children in this world. Either you're going to be in their life and be someone that they can look up to, or don't be in their life. I'm sure everybody in this courtroom can maybe say something that their parent may have done wrong. But at some point in time, the life you choose is the life you choose, and it's not your parents' fault. Now, you told me that your parents sold drugs, and that's where you learned it from, and you've been selling drugs since 7th grade, right? You are now in your 30s. At some point, you got to cut off where you say it's your parents' fault for your actions. You understand?
It's my own fault. I was addicted to the fast money.
All right, so you got to stop it, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
From here on out, everything you do, you need to ask yourself if it could result in me going to prison for 3 years. If the answer is yes, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. If you have any questions about anything, let probation know. If you feel they're not addressing your issue, then you can come to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did any of those tattoos, face tattoos, were any of those painful?
Not really.
And did you do them yourself or someone else?
Someone else.
Okay. All right. Good luck. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Court is calling 2023 CR 5612, State of Texas versus Theodore Joel McCullough. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Your Honor.
Defense.
John Hector Garza Jr.
All right. And are you Mr. McCullough?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Theodore Joel McCullough who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 5612 for the offense of evading arrest, detention, second or more on July 26, 2023 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violating condition number 4, Ventura County, Texas, defendant Theodore Joel McCullough, beginning there, failed to report to the supervision officers as directed for the months of April and August 2024 violation of Texas.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 3 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
Yes.
It is the, grant the motion to develop the individual office probation. It's been delayed 2 years in the Texas Department of Corrections.
All right, is that the agreement, counsel?
Agreement on 2 years and giving him credit for any time he saved.
And Mr. McCullough, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right. Then the court will follow your agreement. The court will grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, and give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to recommend the therapeutic community. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. If you continue thinking the way you think, you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison or in somebody's jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the court summary report that the court received, you need to do better. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And tattooing reckless on your head is not a good thing, because what you tattoo on your body, you start believing it, you see it every day. You understand? All right, when you're released from prison, if you need help with anything, with drug treatment or housing or something, if I'm still here, you can come back here. I'll pick up the phone to call somebody to help you. But don't pick up any new cases. You understand?
How much time ready do I have?
You'll have to speak to the clerk about that.
All right, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You are.
My name is Happy. I upload courtroom video for education purpose. This video may contain copyrighted works not specifically authorized for use, but believed in good faith to be protected by the fair use doctrine under Section 107 of U.S. copyright law.